Chapter number 1. An Introduction to Resources. Anything on the earth that is necessary for the survival of human beings and satisfies human needs is called a resource. Early humans were unaware of the utility of these natural resources. Thus, they were fully dependent upon the environment for their needs. With the passage of time, humans developed different techniques to convert these natural resources into useful articles that could satisfy their every need. Now, as technology is developing at a faster rate, human beings are using newer methods to conserve available resources and to minimize wastage. We should understand that although nature's gifts are endless, we need to use them carefully so that they are not destroyed forever. Types of resources. Our beautiful earth is full of resources. They are generally classified into 3 types: natural, man-made, and human. Natural resources. Natural substances found on the earth that are used without much alteration are called natural resources. These are gifts of nature. Water, air, soil, minerals, and natural vegetation are all natural resources. Some of these resources can be used directly. For example, water, air, and fruits can be used directly, while minerals have to be separated from their ores. We get petrol, diesel, and wax from crude petroleum after refining. So we can say that most natural resources provide us with raw materials, and we have to process them into useful products that are fit for human consumption. We can further classify natural resources on the basis of their origin, development, renewability, and distribution. Classification based on origin. On the basis of origin, we can classify natural resources into 2 categories: biotic and abiotic. Biotic resources are derived from living organisms. They include plants such as cereal crops, fruits, and vegetables. Animals, microorganisms, and human beings also belong to this category. Most of the biotic resources have the capacity to reproduce if the environmental conditions are favorable. Abiotic resources are found from physical or non-living environment. They include air, water, land, and minerals. Some of these resources can be exhausted by excessive use because they are available in limited quantity in nature. Their total reserve cannot be increased by human efforts. These resources are in great demand for the development of industries. Classification based on development. Actual or developed resources are those resources whose total quantity and quality are presently known and which are already being used by human beings. Resources like coal, petroleum, and uranium come in this category. Some factors that lead to the development of these resources are the needs of the people, technology, and economic usefulness. Potential resources are those resources whose total available quantity is not known at present. These resources are around us but are not fully used. They can be used in future. For example, Africa has a number of waterfalls which may be used in future to generate hydroelectricity, but at present they have not been fully utilized. Therefore, these waterfalls are a potential resource for Africa. Potential resources need detailed surveys to estimate their quantity and quality. Classification based on renewability. Renewable or inexhaustible resources have the capacity to reproduce, regenerate, or renew by natural processes within a short span of time. Air, water, solar energy, animals, plants, and human beings are the best examples of such resources. Some of these resources are unlimited, like sunlight, water, and wind. Wonderful to know. Iceland and Norway are the two countries of the world which produce 100% electricity through renewable resources. Non-renewable or exhaustible resources are available only in fixed amounts. They do not get replenished by natural processes. Example: coal, natural gas, petroleum, and minerals like iron and copper. With the help of technology, we can recycle some of the minerals like gold, silver, and iron. But fossil fuels cannot be recycled yet. Classification based on distribution. The resources are not equally distributed all over the earth. So on the basis of their distribution, they can be classified into two types: ubiquitous and localized. Ubiquitous resources are found everywhere. For example, air, wind, and sunlight. Localized resources are found at certain places. For example, gold, silver, copper, coal, and iron. Many physical factors like soil, climate, and altitude are responsible for the distribution of natural resources. There is an unequal distribution of resources because these factors differ so much all over the earth. Human-made resources. As the name suggests, these resources are created by human beings from the materials available in the environment. Machines, tools, buildings, and other infrastructure are all examples of human-made resources. Technology is also a human-made resource. Human resources. Human beings are the most important resources of the world. Through their knowledge and skills, they can make the best use of natural resources. They can discover, exploit, develop, and convert the available or potential resources into useful products. Therefore, if a country wants to progress, it should first develop its human resources. Conserving resources. Using natural resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called conservation of resources. All resources should be used wisely. Not only do we need to assess our resources, but we should also protect and preserve them. In early times, the population was low and the human needs were limited. They could fulfill all their needs from their surroundings. With scientific and technological advancement, human beings started using resources on a larger scale. The increase in population and rising demand for various goods and minerals have already caused a damage to many valuable resources. Due to misuse and overuse of resources to satisfy human greed, the quality of air, water, and land has deteriorated. Also, certain species of birds, plants, and animals have become extinct, and those that are remaining are on the verge of extinction. This has created a situation in which non-renewable resources like petroleum and coal could be exhausted after some time. Thus, a balance between population growth and the utilization of resources is the need of the hour. Sustainable development of resources. Sustainable development means development that takes place without damaging the environment. When we use natural resources wisely for today's need and also conserve them for our future generation, it is known as sustainable development. There are various ways by which we can conserve our resources. Some of them are by switching off fans and lights when not required, by growing trees more than those being cut down, by not wasting water while bathing or washing. The future of our planet is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life support system that is provided to us by nature. Wonderful to know! The United Nations in the Brundtland Commission report used the term sustainable development for the first time in 1987.